Hi boys and girls, welcome to math. Now this week in math we're starting to talk about comparing weight, the weight of things, how heavy or light things are. Now I know I'm in a small screen here on the bottom because I'm going to show you the activity in our stepping stones here at the end. But before I do, I want to talk about the things that are heavier and lighter than other things. Now I want you to take a good guess, okay? I'm going to hold up a couple items and I'm going to show you each one first, and then we're going to guess to see which you think is heavier than the other, okay? So first of all, I have a mask. We're all using a mask these days, right? They're everywhere. So I have a mask right here. And then next to it I have a remote control. This is for a screen to turn on, to show things on the screen. Now, this is kind of small, but it's about the same weight as a normal remote control of a TV. That is sometimes bigger. So think of how heavy a mask is, and think of how heavy a remote control is. Which do you think is heavier? If you said remote control, you're right. This one is heavier. So this is heavier, and this is lighter. All right, let's do a couple more items here. I have a roll of tape. Okay, this is really good strong tape. You can tape up boxes, put stuff on walls, and it won't fall off. Really good tape. And then I have the letter B. Now, it's just a small B. It's very lightweight. It's made of plastic, okay? And it's, pretty light. Both are pretty light. Which do you think is lighter than the other? Do you think the tape is lighter than the B, or the plastic letter, or the plastic letter is lighter than the tape? I can feel that the plastic letter is lighter than the tape. All right. So you're probably right on that as well. Now, let's see. What else do we have here? We have bottled water. Just a little bit has been drinking out of that bottled water. It's almost full. And it feels nice and cool. It's kind of hot outside, so it's good to hold a nice, cool bottle of water. And then also I have here a pencil. Okay, it's almost totally the normal length of a new pencil, sharpened down a little bit, but it's still pretty long. Now, which do you think would be heavier? And which do you think would be lighter? Do you think the water would be heavier? Or do you think the pencil would be heavier and the bottle lighter? Let's see. Let me weigh these out. If you said the bottled water would be heavier, you're correct. That's right. So we can think about things around the house that would be heavier and lighter. Okay? And we're going to do that in just a second. But before we do, I have one more thing to compare. Here I have a chair. Now this chair is not a very big chair. It's a small student's chair. Okay? It's like you see at every school. Not too heavy. And then I have over here a computer bag. Okay? Now this computer bag, you may have seen one of these. There's a computer inside of here. Okay? So which do you think would be heavier? The chair or the computer bag? Now to compare these, I'm going to actually have to stand up. So let me go ahead and lift this one and this one. You know what? The computer bag is definitely heavier. Most definitely heavier. All right, boys and girls. Now, one more thing I'm going to compare. I'm going to go outside and I'm going to compare the weight of a picnic table and a pickup. You ready? No, I'm just kidding. I can't do that. Which do you think would be heavier? A picnic table, not that you can lift it, or a pickup, not that you can lift that either. I think that a pickup would be heavier. What do you think? Yeah, I think so too. Okay, now imagine two things in your hands, okay? Imagine you have a feather in one hand, and then imagine you have a baseball in your other hand. Now close your eyes. Imagine that feather, and imagine the baseball. Feel the weight in your imagination. Which would be heavier? You think the baseball? I think the baseball would be heavier. And so the feather would be lighter. Yeah, so we can imagine and kind of tell in our minds what would be heavier and lighter. Now, we're going to go ahead and do some work in our stepping stones. And we are on page 93, okay? And we're comparing weight. Now, this is going to be fun. This is going to be some drawing. And so there's two sections here. The top section says, draw some things that you know are heavier than what? Than a baseball. Okay? What's heavier than a baseball? Well, a pickup, for sure, right? What would be heavier as well? A house. How about a dog? Probably. It's lighter than a house, but probably heavier. What else is around your house, even around your room, that would be heavier than a baseball? A bed. How about a table? Probably you, right? Hopefully. Unless it's a really heavy baseball. You would be heavier than a baseball. So draw a few things here, 3 or 4 things that you think would be heavier than a baseball, that you really would know are heavier than baseball. Down here in this section, it says draw some things that you know are lighter than a full bottle of water. This is like one of those sports bottles, okay? So if this thing is totally full, and it changes the weight if it's full or not, right? But if it's totally full of water, what is lighter than a full bottle of water? A feather, maybe a bird. What else? A piece of paper. What else? A coin. So draw 3 or 4 things that you know are lighter than a full bottle of water. And so this week we're going to be talking about weight. And go ahead and draw that. You can take a picture and upload it. Thank you for joining me today for math.